Good evening, sir. Can you tell us your name?
My name is Raquel Peque.
Thank you, sir. Here's your first question. How long have you been living abroad? I mean, working abroad, and what motivated you to leave the Philippines?
To leave the Philippines, syempre para magkaroon ako ng magandang buhay, tsaka mabigyan ko ng magandang buhay rin yung pamilya ko para makatulong din ako sa kanila para financial. The most reason talaga is financial problem.
How long, sir?
How long?
How long? Like 3 contracts, mga 2.5 years. Mga 2.5 years. 2.5
Nice.
years.
Okay, here's your second question, sir. What were the biggest cultural differences you noticed upon arriving in the foreign country?
Nag-adjust ko sa like Filipino kasi is like rice is power, no? So
Yes,
doon
true.
kasi doon medyo hindi sila ganong kahilig sa rice. So pero dili man dako kayo ang adjustment kay na may mga Filipino chef din. So pero mostly talaga yung mga Pilipino talaga is like mahilig talaga sa rice.
I mean, so you were working on a cruise ship, sir?
Yes, cruise ship, passenger
Wow,
ship. Yes.
amazing. Here's your third question, sir. Have you experienced any communication barriers at work or in daily life?
Sa first contract ko, talaga nag-adjust ako, syempre, kasi hindi naman ako ganun kuan sa fluent sa English. But, kumbaga sasabay ka lang sa agos ba. So, makikisama ka lang sa kanila on their own culture kasi hindi mo alam eh. So, kailangan mo lang mag-adjust kung ano yung kultura na meron sila at kailangan mo lang makisama lang. Yun
Tama
lang.
rin naman. Okay, are there particular Filipino customs or values that were difficult to express or follow in your host country?
Sa akin wala naman kasi syempre bilang Pilipino kasi alam mo naman ng mga Pilipino
Marunong mag-adjust.
friendly naman, mag-a-adjust, magaling tayo makisama doon at saka doon kasi hindi naman kailangan ng ganun eh kasi kapag for example pag naka-off duty ka kasi mostly ang makakasama mo lang naman Pilipino eh. Ganun lang naman eh. Like 70, 40 to 60% karamihan Pilipino yung mga crew. So dili gyud ka kaanong mag-adjust nagdako sa imong sa daily life.
Okay. How do you feel about the social etiquette and norms in the foreign country compared to the Philippines?
Example ko na lang yung yung sa mga European no, the way di ka ng dili sila ayaw nila ng like for example parang tinatap or parang tinatapik mo yung sila kapag i-approach mo sila ayaw nila ng ganon na tinatapik mo sila hindi nila gusto yung ganong etiquette na sa atin like for example kasi sa atin di ba umaakbay tayo ganyan sa foreign kasi iba may mga foreign language na foreign country na hindi sila nagpapatap.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Number
6.
Can you share an instance where a cultural misunderstanding happened and how you handled it, sir?
So, alam sa
Can you share an instance where a cultural misunderstanding happened and how you handled it?
Wala naman kasi kumbaga yun nga sa being a Pilipino kasi talaga doon talagang lang kumbaga nakikisama ka lang ba kung nakikisabay ka lang sa kanila kung ano yung nila kasi meron kasi kaming personal enhancement training before ka mo sign on board. Meron kaming personal enhancement training. So, dun sa personal enhancement training, na tinuturo dun yung mga language ng culture ng iba't ibang lahi. So, i-adapt mo yon yung natutunan mo doon para mapakisamahan mo sila ng maayos. So,
So, sir, what Filipino traditions or practices do you still follow while living abroad?
yon, bago ako sumampa or nag-prepare ko ng like mga yun nga magdadala ako ng mga nor seasoning taktak kasi kasi bago ka pa lang or na kuanin mo ang pagkain dito sa atin so mag-a-adjust ka talaga sa luto doon so yun yung nagdadala ako ng mga Filipino foods
Filipino products.
Filipino products so ganun.
Okay, sir, last question. What advice would you give to fellow Filipinos going abroad in terms of adapting to a new culture and language?
I-adapt lang yung mga training and be physical and mentally fit lang talaga. Yun lang. Yun lang yan. Yun lang. Ganun lang siya kasimple.
Thank you so much,
Okay, thank
sir.
you so much, sir, for your time.
Good evening, sir. Can you tell us your name, sir?
Larry Morgan.
Okay. Nari?
Larry.
Larry. Okay. Sir, what is your nationality?
English.
What brought you to the Philippines and how long have you been living here, sir?
I've been living for 20 years now,
Oh, wow.
and what brought me here was a friend who came here and said it was good to live here. So I came here, and I go home every year. See my daughters, but I'm married here now. My wife is 68 this next week.
She's a
68.
Filipina, sir?
She's Filipina, yeah.
From
Filipina.
Albal?
No, from Tonga. Tonga. Yeah.
Okay. What were your first impressions of Filipino culture, sir? And how
Uh,
did that differ from your home country?
Well, Filipinos laugh more than UK people. UK people are miserable. Filipinos laugh. I live up in the mountains a bit. I don't live in the lowlands. I live in a place called Cabilisan. You know Cabilisan, right? I live near there, and they're all nice. Just nice people.
Okay, so have you encountered any language or communication barriers while living in the Philippines, sir?
Well, because I'm 83. I'm hopeless learning languages. I'm lucky, as are all foreigners, that the Filipinos speak English so much, like yourself. You all speak English. I'm lucky for that.
Are there any Filipino traditions or social customs that you found challenging to understand or follow? Sir Larry?
Not really.
Can you just
You do eat too much salt. You
Sorry?
eat too much salt here. You eat too much salt and sugar. Not
So,
good.
can you describe a time when a cultural misunderstanding occurred, sir?
Not really, no. It hasn't really happened for me.
Let's see. She will ask another set of questions.
Okay.
Okay, sir. How do you compare the work culture and communication styles between your home and the country you are, and the country in the Philippines?
When you say work, what do you mean by work? My work.
Compare the work culture here in the Philippines and your country.
The work culture.
Yes.
It's a hard one, that. Well, if I was to be honest with you, the people I employ to do work for me, they are good people, but they do make mistakes.
We all make mistakes.
I make mistakes. But I have problems with that. That's the problem I have. I said try and pay a bit more attention to what I'm saying to them, like sort of builders, people on the land. They just don't. They seem to cut corners, and it's not really that good, really. But I still like them. I still employ them. I say, please make an effort to do this more correctly.
Dedicated ang Filipino.
Well, it's something like that. Yeah.
Do you feel that Filipinos are generally accommodating when
Yeah.
it comes to cultural differences?
Yeah. I've no problem with that.
And what adjustment have you had to make to adopt the local communication styles, especially when there are language differences here in the Philippines and your country?
My wife, she's an optician. She can speak English, but it's a bit like pidgin English. It's not really, you know what I mean? Not really. I said, Bibi, you must, because all sentences have a beginning, a middle, and an end. And my wife doesn't do that. So Bibi tries to make a sentence that it starts up with the beginning, the middle, and what is the end, But she won't do that. Because I don't think she can do it. I think she hasn't learned English that well. But she's still a lovely woman. She's still a good woman.
That's the important thing.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I'm happily married here, so I've got my biggest wrench here is I have daughters in England, and one daughter has 3 grandchildren, and I've got to go home for those for the kids, for the children. I've got to go home, you know. If I don't go home, if I don't go home, I miss them, you know.
Yes, of
So
course. It's
I do go home every year.
Yes. In what ways has living in the Philippines changed your perception of your own culture?
Very similar to what I said early on to you about the smiling thing. My culture is very, it's not aggressive. It's very, what can I say? It's very troubling. They have problems there that make them bitter and angry. In the Philippines, I know you do get angry men in the Philippines. I know that all cultures have the angry people, but basically speaking, most Filipinos I've met, I mean, many due to my wife. Well, my wife's a nice lady, so they all respect people. Or even my friends in the bars, or my foreign friends respect my wife, and she has made me realise that you're educated, probably you're educated girls, but where I live, they're quite simple people, and they have hardly any education, but they're still nice to me and my wife. So you know that expression, what you sow, you reap. You know, you put a pleasant personality out, you'll get that back from Filipino.
That's what we
I live up in the mountains. When I'm driving down and I break down, men will stop and help me.
Yes. Kanang makabagan. Ay, isa tawag.
You don't get that in UK. You don't get it. You have to ring up a mechanic.
Helpful. The Filipinos are so helpful.
You are helpful. Yeah, you are.
Yes. The last question is, what advice would you give to foreigners moving to the Philippines in terms of understanding and overcoming cultural and communication barriers?
One thing, don't be rude.
Yes, of course.
Because so many foreigners here are rude to you. I've heard them. I said, don't do that. Your time here won't be good if you're rude. They will resent you. You will resent a man who's rude to you.
Actually, sir, you're very kind and very helpful sa amo.
That's why you live here for 20 years.
20 years, yeah.
Yeah.
I might be dead next week, so you're quite lucky.
No, please don't.
You're quite lucky to catch me.
No, don't do that.
No, I've got my daughter. I've got two daughters. My eldest daughter's 49, and she's a psychiatric nurse. And she says to me, she said, Dad, she said, Western women could learn an awful lot from Filipina women as they got attitude towards their men, you know. Because Western,
Alaga.
what's
We're
that?
caring.
You're caring, yeah. But have you got enough information there?
Yes. Thank you so much, Sir Larry.
Pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Oh, actually, something else. Don't call a foreigner sir. You know why?
Why, sir?
Because
Why, Larry?
because foreigners know they're not. They're just ordinary people like you. They're not special people. They're just ordinary people like you. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Right. Is that enough?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, Larry.
Yes, Larry.
You have
I'm sorry.
a big sheet
Thank
on me.
you.
Thank you
Am
so
I gonna be
much.
famous?
Yes.
Bye. Take two, sir, please.
Good evening.